Hi there, this is Srikanth. Today I am talking about JavaScript variables. JavaScript variables were used to store the data and perform some tasks. In JavaScript variables, you can store the data like numbers, text, boolean, or complex data structures. You can declare the variables by using var, let, const keywords. Variables must be start with alphabets underscore dollar and it should not be start with numbers, but it can be followed by numbers. Variables are case sensitive. Example, name and name both are different variables. There are two types of variables. One is global variable and second one is local variables. Whenever you define or declare the variable outside the function, those can be treated as a global variables, and if you define the variable within the function, and those can be treated as a local variables. Here we can see some examples where x is equal to 10, where y is equal to 20. By this I can make it as, I can do some operations like multiplication or else subtraction or else addition, anything. This type of operations we can perform, and we can define the variables in a single statement by comma separated. For example, so no need to write var keyword every time for every line. So I can declare the variables with single var keyword for the two variable names. So now I am printing the variables. If you see here, these 10 and 15s are printed. So as I defined, A as a 10, B is 15. And I can check this one also. So 10 into 20, 200. So we can perform the operations, any type of operations. X plus y, so 30, and here is 10, B is 15. Now we will talk about var keyword. So from the starting of the JavaScript, we used to use var keyword only. So it has the wider scope comparatively both let and const. It has the functional scope whenever you declare a variable with var keyword within the function. So you can treat it as a local variable. If it is an outside, right, it could be a global variable. And anyhow, we can commonly say it as a functional scope. In this example, if you see var keyword x is equal to 10 and within the if condition, I write it y is equal to 20 and x, I consoled x variable within the if condition, and I consoled y variable outside the if condition, but I initialized the y variable within the if condition. So if I run this one, for the time being, let me comment out the console log of outside the x. Let's check. See, now output is 10 and output is 20. It's defined. Even though we define the variable y within the if condition, we are able to access outside the block of the if condition. Okay, so but if I try to access the x variable outside the function, it will throw an error, reference error. It means x is not defined. So if you see here, right, x is not defined because we initialize the variable within the function. That's why we are not able to access the x variable. If I initialize the variable outside the function, so now I am able to access the x variable without any error. So this one now treated as a global variable, but y is the local variable here. So this is about the var keyword. So coming to let keyword, let and const are the both have the block scopes. I will take the same example with the let keyword. So I'm changing var to let. If you see here, let has the scope of block scope. It means it can be only valid within the block only. If you observe here, y is already grayed out because y is only declared. We didn't use anywhere within the block, but we are using outside the block if block, but the output could be, we will check the output. These outputs are the previous ones. Now we will get some reference errors because let x is equal to 10 is we are able to access within the, because it belongs to the entire this block. So if block also is within the, for example, function block. So we can able to access the console log x here. But when it comes to y is equal to 20. This one we are not able to access outside the block because it's if condition is opens here and close it here. So the block is only y value belongs to here only. So let me console log x and y here. Okay. I'm running the code. I will get an error. See here. So y is not defined. We got the reference error. If you see the main.js 42 line, here it is. So y is reference error we got. And also we will get, if we comment out this one, we will get the same reference error in the x place also in the 45th line. I'm clearing the window. So now I got another error. This belongs to the x in the 45th line. So this is about the lets. So we are used to use let keyword only for the block scope purpose. Now we'll go with the another example. That one compare the both var and let keywords. Now I take one example, for loop. Within the for loop, I set timeout with a 100 milliseconds. So in this one, I control the I. So as per this one, var keyword need to without set timeout, we are able to print the I value is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But with timeout, set timeout. So if I run the code, you will get all the 5 values. So it means within the set timeout, the var keyword is replacing the value within the 10 microseconds whenever the next loop is running. So because var I, so it holds here. and loop is again running, and before it printing the value, the I value is replaced with 1, and next time while it is going to print it, it is a loop is end up to the 5. Okay, but if I change the keyword to let, it will print 0 1 2 3 4. So it means let is the block scope. It holds the value up to the printing the value. So again, even if it is running within the time frame, but it holds the previous value only because it's a value of this block. So it prints that block value and it's exit from here. So that's why we are able to get the value 0 1 2 3 4 here. So this is about the difference between the let and where keywords. Even with the let keywords, as I mentioned, we can able to create some functions also. It means as the same function. For the example, I can write it as a like example. So like this, this is the complex data structures. We can write it like this. And when it comes to const keyword, when it comes to const keyword, this one also we use it to use the for the block scope only, but only thing is we are not able to reassign the any value. Const means constant, so once you initialize the value, you cannot reassign the value. But in some scenarios, when it comes to objects and arrays, you can modify the value of the constant. So for example, const x is equal to 10 you mention, but if you want to x is equal to 15, and you can console.log, it won't take that x is equal to 15. You got an error because constant value doesn't modify. Assignment to constant variable, you can't. So but here I take some object name Srikanth, and here I just mention ID 1. So here I'm not reassigning the any value, I just modifying the existing one. So if I run this one, I need to get both the name and ID. See, here I got name Srikanth, ID equal 1. So like the same, we can modify the array also here. So this is about the variables in the JavaScript. So we can talk more about the JavaScript in the ES6 features. So what is the special features on the ES6 while we are using a let, what is the benefits of the let, and what is the benefits of the where keyword and const. So these we will talk about in the next coming lectures. Thank you.